In this tutorial, I'm going to use primitive solids. Inside the modeling panel, click this drop-down arrow and you can find box, cylinder, sphere, and torus. Those are the ones I'm going to use to create this model. So inside the view controls, click that and select front. And I'm going to draw the jar first. So select sphere, click anywhere on the screen, and enter 2.5 for radius, which is this one here. But before we proceed, go down to the status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on, ortho mode or polar tracking, object snap tracking, and object snap. Now I'm going to draw a circle from the center of the object. Press the shift key, right click, and hover over 3D or snap and select center of face. See the difference of choosing center of the circle. You can tell that it's the center of the face because of the blue color circle. Snap that and enter 2.5. I'm using wireframe here, and if I change this into conceptual, this is how it look. I'm just gonna turn off the grid and I'm gonna bring this back to maybe X-ray. So here's our circle here. I'm using circle as a guide because it's not possible to snap at the very tip of this sphere. So draw a line from the quadrant of that circle, bring your cursor downward 4.5. So which is this one here. So I draw a line from this tip here to this point. Maybe wireframe, it's easier. See that line? Alright, now I'm going to bring this drawing back to front view and draw another line from the very end of that guide and go sideways. And slice this object. I'm just gonna bring this back to X-ray. Okay, go to solid. And inside the solid editing panel, select slice command. Select the object you want to slice, right click, and click that in point. And go sideways. Click here. And specify a point on desired side. Click this side here. I could erase this one now. And this one. So I'm gonna draw another line from snap from the center, go downward and enter 4.2. It's easier to bring this to front view. All right, line, snap that in point, go sideways and slice this again. So inside the solid editing panel, select slice command, select the object you want to slice, right click to enter, specify slicing plane. So click this in point, go sideways, and specified a point on desired side, so click above that line. There you go. I can erase this now and erase this guide, this line. Alright, now I'm gonna change this to shaded with edges, or maybe I'll bring it back to realistic. Now I'm gonna extrude this face here 4.5. So I'm gonna use press pull command. So go to home, inside the modeling panel, select press pull command, hover over on this face, and once it turned blue, left click, just bring your cursor upward for 0.5. And at the bottom, the extrusion is 0.1, this one here. So repeat the press pull command, hover over on this face, left click. Once it turns blue, just release your finger, bring it down for 0.1 and enter. Now for the cover, which is this one here, I could tell that the diameter is 3.1 from the distance from this side to this side. So I'm going to use sphere again. You can bring it here and right click, select diameter and enter 3.1. Now bring this drawing to front view and I'm going to slice from the center. So line from the shift right click and select, hover over 3D snap and select center of face, snap that, go sideways, click. I'm gonna use this one as the slicing plane. So go back to solid and select slice command, select the object you want to slide, right click to enter and specify start point of slicing plane, click that, go sideways and select the top. I'm just gonna erase this one and I'm gonna extrude this face from this point here downward 4.5, which is this one here. No, not that one, this one. Okay, press pull command again and hover over this face, left click. Once it turns blue, release your finger, bring your mouse downward and enter 0.5. And I'm gonna draw a guide from the face here up to the very tip, or not very tip, but just a guide upward for 1.8. So maybe I'll change this to X-ray first. Alright, line from the very center. So shift right click and select center. Center of this face here. Center. Just hover over, see that cross, snap that. Bring your cursor upward, make sure it's straight. This one turns off for some reason. So I'm just gonna turn on the ortho mode again and bring it upward for 1.8. Go sideways. Click. Bring this to front view. Slice the object. Specify start point, click this in point, go sideways and select this portion here below the cutting plane. There you go. I'm just gonna delete that. And the radius here is 1. So go to solid and inside the solid editing panel, select fillet edge. Select this edge here. Enter and enter again. I'm going to change this back to realistic. So inside the solid editing panel again, select a shell command. Select this, just press the shift key and the wheel of your mouse to turn this around and bring this closer. It's easier that way. So select the object you want to shell and select this face to undo. Because we want to leave this face open, and enter the thickness, and as shown here the thickness is 0.1, so enter 0.1, enter and enter again. This one here is the thickness, and the same process here. So shell command, hold down the shift key and the wheel of your mouse at the same time, bring this closer, select the object you want to shell and click this face here that you want to undo because we want this open. Right click to enter and enter 0.1. Enter and enter again. Alright, I'm gonna use cylinder. So go to home, or you can still stay inside the solid and select cylinder inside the primitive panel and click anywhere on the screen, and as you can see the direction is not what we wanted it to be. So it's go to home and inside the coordinates panel, click this Z-axis vector and point your Z-axis upward and turn this on again, upward, and select cylinder, click anywhere here and enter, just right click, select diameter option and enter 4, and the height is 1.2. So the 4 is this one. The distance from the midpoint here to this midpoint is 4. And the height is 0.2. Now, I'm going to apply 3D fillet. Just going to annotate this one. Radius. So this one here is 0.05. So go to solid. Select fillet edge. And enter. Click radius at the bottom here inside the command window, or you can just right click, select radius option and enter 0.5. Click this edge and this edge here and enter again. So I'm just gonna change this to wireframe, and I'm gonna draw a line from the very center here to the center of this face here. So shift right click and select center. There you go. So if I bring this to front view, see this one here. So this is the line that we're gonna use as a guide. So torus, snap the midpoint. So shift right click, select midpoint. And again, we have to change the direction of the z-axis vector. So inside the coordinates panel, select z-axis vector. Click anywhere here and point your z-axis vector upward. So torus, snap the midpoint, go sideways, and the diameter for that is, dimension, linear, for this window here. So from the center here to the center, shift right click and snap the center is 4.1. I should change the layer for these ones here to red layer. Alright. Torus, snap the midpoint. So shift right click, snap the midpoint of the line, and right click again and select diameter option and enter 4.1. And for the radius, enter 0.1. Radius, and this is the diameter. Okay, so if I change this to realistic, you can see it's wrapped around this object here. Now, I'm gonna bring this back to wireframe because I still need that line. So the distance from between these two torus, this one here and this one, is 0.5. So I think I'm gonna draw a line from the center upward. For half of 0.5 is 0.25. So I'm just gonna go sideways too, so it's easier to snap. All right. Okay, torus, snap this endpoint here, and the diameter for this one is 4. So right click, select diameter and enter 4. And the thickness is 0.5. No, not 0.5. Could be 0.05. Just give me a sec here. The dimension here is way too far. There you go. So 0.1 is the radius. Okay, again, torus, snap that endpoint. So shift right click and select endpoint. So this one here. And diameter is right click again, select diameter option. And diameter is 4. Enter 4. And radius is 0.1. And enter. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to realistic so you can see. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back to front view. And as you know here, the distance from these two here, from this torus to this one here, is 0.5. So this one. So what I'm going to do is just copy this object here. Copy. click anywhere as base point and move your cursor downward for 0.5. And enter again. There you go. And the next thing I'm gonna do is create a circle, because I'm gonna poke a hole through here. So this one here, I'm gonna show you the model. This one here, I'm gonna create an indentation here. So draw a circle with a diameter of 2.5. So C for circle. And again, I'm going to change the direction of the Z axis vector, so Z, and point it upward, so we can work on this plane. And you can see here that X and Y is parallel to this plane. So C for circle, snap the center, there, circle here. See that cross? Just snap that. And enter, right click first and choose diameter option and enter 2.5. And the thickness for the indentation is 0.1, shown here. So I'm just going to use press pull command inside the modeling panel. Select press pull command, hover over this circle, and left click, release your finger, bring it downward, and enter 0.1. And the next thing I'm gonna do is just gonna copy this one, copy selection from center, and attach it to the center here, center of the face. So just snap center of face there. That's easier. And create this object here. So what I use here is also cylinder. So go to home, click this drop down arrow and select cylinder. Click anywhere on the screen. And for the diameter, so just right click to select diameter option and enter 0.4. And the height is, oh wait, here. Height is 0.3. There you go. All right, again, cylinder. Right click, diameter, enter 0.4. Bring your cursor upward and enter 0.3. I'm gonna bring this one closer. Move from center, come on, to the quadrant here. Attach it to the quadrant, so shift right click and select a quadrant somewhere here. All right, now the radius for this one is 0.1. So go to solid, select fillet edge, right click and select radius option and enter 0.1. And click that edge and this edge, enter and enter again. Now bring your drawing to bottom view, because I'm gonna array this object. So type in array polar, select this object you want to array, specify center point, click that center, so shift right click and select the center of that circle, which is this one here, and just accept 6 is good, so just accept that and enter. Now I'm gonna combine, I'm gonna make this one into one object. So inside the home, so inside the solid editing panel, select union command and just window the whole thing. Now this is one object, and I could attach, I'm just gonna erase that guide, this line here you can erase, and move this one, move from the center of the face. So shift right click, hover over O snap and select center of face. So just snap that blue color and snap it to the bottom, which is also, so shift right click and select, hover over 3D O snap and select center of face. So center of that, so see that blue, just snap and release. So go to solid to check if the objects are interfering. So interfere inside the solid editing panel and just select these two, enter and enter again. So nothing is interfering. And this one I could move. Oh, not yet. I'm not gonna move that yet. I'm gonna apply materials. So type in materials and click this arrow here inside the Autodesk library and select wood. And I'm gonna select this solid natural medium gloss. So click this arrow to bring it up here and just drag this one and apply it to this holder or base. And to change the color or the texture, click this pen icon or pencil icon, click the image, and it opens another window or a dialog box. Change the rotation, and for sample size, enter 5. It's up to you. And close. I'm gonna grab materials from online. I already did and pasted it on my desktop. So global here. So just duplicate this one first. And I'm gonna use this one as the present material. So what I'm gonna do is apply it here ahead of time. And then I can rename this one as Chinese. I'm just gonna use Chinese prints. Alright. And click this pen icon. Click image. And I have here inside the desktop, I have Chinese wallpaper. Open. And see it applied automatically. And I'm going to change the sample size to 5. And change the rotation. You can drag this one here. And for brightness, you can change that too. That's okay for now. And close. And for glossiness, you can increase that. And just drag this one downward. Click that. And adjust to make it shinier. Oblique. And close. And again, materials, I forgot to. So I'm just gonna select another color, maybe ceramic. I'm just gonna apply this one here, maybe peach. Click that and drag this one inside. So just left click, hold down, keep on holding and press the control key and drop it inside. Same process. And drop it on this side here. Because if we do everything here, then see, it changes everything. So I'm just gonna undo. And for this portion here, so same process, just drag, hold down the control key and drop. And for the bottom too, and drop. And this one, same process, drop it here. Can delete this one now. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is move this one, move from the center and attach it to the center of this, the very center here, and maybe move this one a little bit downward. Turn on your ortho mode. So somewhere here, and maybe apply fillet edge, right click and select radius option and enter maybe 0.02 And just click this edge here. Just gonna smoothen the edges and enter. Repeat, click that. And I think we are done. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified for the next tutorial, and see you again.